Are we live yet? Bonafide Hustler here.
Breaking Profit in the house.
Dave Koziel.
What's going on, guys? This is the Green Room Hangout number 55, and welcome to our Hangout. We should be here for an hour today, and we are here with a special guest tonight, but I'm the Bonafide Hustler. I reside in Austin, Texas, and I flip stuff that I find from garage sales, estate sales, yard sales, swap meets, flea markets, pawn shops, and I put it on places like eBay, Amazon, Craigslist, and my antique booth. That's what I do. I also am the author of a book called Flip That. Shh. We won't say what that is. And there's a new guide as well called Bikes $2 if you want to learn the bike trade. That's who I am, and I'm one of the admins of the Green Room. I'll toss it to my main man, Rakin.
Thanks, BH. What's going on, everybody? Thanks for coming to another Green Room show number 55. My name's Steve. I go by Breaking Profit on YouTube. Been selling on eBay, Amazon, Craigslist, Kindle. Been doing YouTube for about two and a half years, and I love every single moment of it. Can't get enough, and I just love to give back to everybody who's helped me on my journey. And with that being said, let me pass it off to the big dog, Dave Koziel.
What's up, everybody? My name's Dave Koziel. I'm a guy who's 28 years old from Pittsburgh, PA, and this past June 2014, I quit my job of 6 years and decided to live my dream of being an entrepreneur. I wasn't happy with my life at that point. I knew I deserved better, and I knew that I could do better. So I decided to go after my dream, being an entrepreneur, and document it on my YouTube channel. And some ways that I've made money since then are on Craigslist, Amazon in the beginning, and eBay, which I ended up getting myself restricted from making a lot of mistakes, which are more than welcome to ask me about tonight. And right now I am super focused on my Kindle publishing business and then just creating passive income streams online so that I can truly be free and live the life that I want. And you are more than welcome to ask me any questions about that tonight as well.
Okay, so guys, you heard it. That's Dave Koziel. We're going to get into him pretty soon. And if you have a question for Dave already, and you first of all, Dave, let's get a shameless plug into this episode. So how can people follow you right now? Can they find you on YouTube? Do you have Twitter? Do you have Instagram? And how can they follow you right now?
Yeah, I have pretty much everything. I have a blog, which is just davekoziel.com, and it has all of the links to my social media channels there. I have my YouTube channel, which is just YouTube/DMK1221. But if you want to find all of my social media, Instagram, Twitter, I even have Snapchat, you can even just go to my blog, davekoziel.com, and you'll see all the icons there.
Okay, I'm going to send you a Snapchat right now, okay?
Go for it, man.
You tell me if you like it or not. Okay. So that's who it is tonight, guys, and we'll get another plug in there in about 30 minutes. So if you tune in later in the show, you got to take a break or whatever, you can come back and we'll still be talking to Dave. So we got an hour of Dave today, and he's definitely an entrepreneur that's headed for the big leagues. And then I've got a lot of questions for him. And if you guys got questions for Dave as well in the YouTube chat, look down below. There's a comment feed right now that you can put your questions and comments into, and we'll see them live on the show so long as it is live for the next hour. We have another hustler that has joined us. Young, who are you?
What's going on, guys? This is Young in San Jose, California. Just got home fighting the traffic, but I flip on eBay, FBA, Craigslist, antique booth. I pretty much do it all.
Okay, cool. So that's who we have over there, and you can find us at the Green Room if you want to join that place. Anyway, we'll talk to you guys about that later. Now I'm in the comment feed looking at who's here supporting our show. So basically, we have Henry S., we have Walking Picker, Jeremiah Bryan, Murray Zuckerman, Clothing Guy, Cool Toads, Fly Guy 22190, Hustler Hacks, who does our actual graphics for our channel. We have Ostex Picker, Turtle Trader, Louis the Seller, PT Hustle, Kelly Roberts, Captain Cellulite. That's an interesting name. Texas Gal Treasures, Big Papa 01, Ham and Jam Show, Jacob Lamore, Brant Arnold. So a lot of members from the Green Room are actually in the feed right now. So if you do have a question about the Green Room, put it in the comment feed. I'm pretty sure one of our members can answer that for you. But we'll be answering questions on the air as well. But let's get into Dave real quick and his story. So let's start it with question number one, Dave.
Okay.
You were a reseller back in the day, and some people know just from hints of Rakin's videos that you got kicked off of eBay. So let's take it before all that. Where did the knack for reselling start in your life?
All right, that's a great question. When I quit my job in June, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I just knew that working at UPS, which is where I used to work, wasn't for me, and I did it. And One time when I was in the car driving, I was listening to one of Pat Flynn's podcasts where he had special guest Jessica LaRue, who is obviously a big time Amazon FBA. And I heard the podcast and I was like, you know what, this thing sounds cool. Like, I think I can do this. So I actually went home that night and just started like consuming massive amount of information about reselling on Amazon FBA. And I actually purchased my first item, online arbitrage. It was a flashlight from Lowe's. I went and purchased 7 of them for $7, and they were selling for like 21 something on Amazon. And that was how I got started. Just from that night, just listened to that podcast, went home, and took some action.
That's interesting. So you act on some things. I mean, you had to have been kind of ticked off at your present situation at that time, right? You were how many years with UPS were you?
I worked there for 6 years, since I was like 21 or so.
Now, would you classify your personality as the kind of personality that's hungry for change, or just
Yes.
day by day you do your life and you kind of just like, I'll mess with that tomorrow, or I'll change this on Monday? Like, what kind of person are you inside? Are you a hungry person? Are you a person that listens to podcasts? Are you the person that reads books? What kind of person are you?
Oh, that is a fantastic question. I'm so glad you asked that. I am a few of my passions are health, fitness, and then just personal growth. I'm constantly working on trying to improve myself and make myself better. One quick story, I used to be super overweight, and literally I dropped like 50 pounds. And if you want to go check out the story on my blog, davekoziel.com, I actually have pictures in a 5-page blog post about how I was super huge and how I went down and lost weight and was able to have like visible abs for the first time in my life. So I did this when I was like 19, 20 years old too. So I've constantly been working on improving myself and improving my life and changing my circumstances. I listen to podcasts. I've probably read between 100 to 200 books. I actually wake up every morning to podcasts. My alarm clock is preset to play a podcast every morning, and that's how I start my day. So I'm constantly trying to just improve myself and grow as a person, and that's the type of guy and person I am.
Very cool. That's a good answer right there, Raken. You seem to things are echoing with you, Raken. What's going on, man?
I love that idea with, instead of having the traditional alarm clock waking you up in the morning, he's got the podcast going. So that's awesome. And I know Dave. We've talked quite a few times, man, and it's true, man. He's definitely a go-getter, and it's inspirational, man, for anybody. And man, I see a true hustler in you, man, and I think really good things will happen.
Okay, cool. Young, what's going on with you, man?
What's going on? Hey, David, first of all, it's a pleasure to talk to you and meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you, too.
Yeah, so, hey, if you don't mind me asking, and I'm sure you probably talked about this, I've just never even seen the video, and I know you mentioned it. How did you get kicked off of eBay? What happened? Just real quick.
That is, all right. To make a long story short, I had employees. I was trying to grow super fast, and one of my employees who was creating listings for me, what he did was, this is actually like the dirty of what he did. He started putting up listings on eBay, and the only thing he was putting in the description was literally great condition. That is all that he was putting. And I didn't catch it. I made the mistake. I wasn't checking up on him that he was doing that, and I didn't actually notice right away because I was still getting overall positive feedbacks, but I was getting 1- and 2-star ratings as item as described, and it completely tanked my defect rating to the point where it made it impossible for me to overcome and get it back under the normal level.
I'm so sorry to hear that, man. So sorry to hear that. But hey,
Thanks.
hey, you know, we do have something in common. I too used to work at UPS long time ago.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Now, did you do preload? Now, were you a driver or preload or both?
I did. I actually ended up being an operations supervisor on the reload, preload, and I was a driver. I did it all there.
Okay, so let me just say, if anyone that's watching it, if you guys never done hard labor, okay, go get a job, go get a part-time job during Christmas time at UPS, and they will work you to death. I'm telling you, that is hard labor. I did that for 5 years.
Yeah, it is. You'll lose some weight if that's what you want to do.
Okay, so now we figured out a little bit more about Dave. I want to go into the comment feed right now and ask you a couple questions that some of the people. We're going to go through a little micro rapid fire real quick, Dave. Are you kind of ready?
I'm ready, baby.
Okay. Ooh, you call me baby. Okay. We have Texas Gals Treasures is saying, that's awesome, always improve and learn. Matthew Dresner says, what motivates you to keep going at it?
What motivates me to keep going is just that it's something inside me. I grew up very poor. I don't come from a family that has money, and it's been a struggle my whole life. I've grown up and just constantly battling and fighting, and like something inside me, just there's more. I know there's more. I know I'm capable of more, and I know that I can do great things in life. And it's just an internal thing. I can't really explain it with words. Maybe it was just something I'm born with, but I'm just a very, very internally driven person.
Okay. Captain Cellulite says, I always give thumbs up to your videos here, and I'm still learning, and you guys always have great guests. So, Dave, you are definitely within our guest parameters. You are a great guest so far.
Thank you, guys.
Don't blow it, man. Don't blow it.
I'll try not to.
So here we go. Matthew Dresner, do you still use employees now, because you're not on eBay anymore, but do you use employees in your life for whatever you're currently doing?
Yes, I use virtual employees now. And I actually did use one virtual employee when I was running my eBay business to do listings for me. And she actually did a phenomenal job. She was actually my best employee because she had previous experience doing eBay listings. But I now have a team of 5 writers and 5 virtual assistants that help me with my Kindle publishing business and help me run my other websites.
Okay, cool. Brandon Rogers says, hey Dave, what was one of the first things you started selling in the beginning, and what is your favorite type of items to sell? So let's go back to that reselling, Dave Koziel. Let's take the first question. What was one of the first things you started selling in the beginning?
The first thing I started actually off with Amazon FBA, and I did clearance items. That was the first thing. I would just go into the retail stores and scan all the clearance items I used Profit Bandit back then on my phone. And then the next biggest thing I got into was used books. I actually thought that I wanted to go huge with used books for a period of time, but then eventually I sort of just started expanding and diversifying into other things, mainly because I was working with Cody. He coached me, and he's big on diversification, and he's just an expert at that.
Okay. What is your favorite type of items to sell?
My favorite items to sell, let me see. I really loved, for a period of time, I loved selling used electronics, and this is a story because right around Christmas time, I was huge into tablets. I had this like little niche into tablets where I was buying these tablets for like $30 to $50 just from like normal stores like Walmart, Best Buy, and I was flipping them on Amazon FBA for like between $100 to $200, and I thought that like I hit the jackpot with that, and I was like loving it. I thought that like I would just specialize in tablets, but what ended up happening after Christmas time, I started getting a ton of returns on those tablets. So I still made a lot of money from it, but at the time they were my favorite thing. Now not so much. So that's what my favorite thing was to sell at the time.
Okay, cool. So what's the tablet of choice now, Dave? Now that you're not doing the tablet thing so much, but obviously everyone's got a tablet. What's the tablet that you use right now?
I personally use a Kindle, but some of the tablets I was selling, just to give you guys an idea if anyone wants to go try it, I wasn't the Samsung tablets, like the iPads, they're not going to make any money off them. I sort of went into like the I don't want to say unnamed brand because they're brands that Walmart carries, that Best Buy carries. Like one brand that I was killing it on was Ematic, EMATIC. And RCA. Everyone pretty much knows what RCA is. I was selling those RCA tablets, for like $120 and like picking them up for like $40. So that sort of gives you an idea of what to look for if anyone out there wanted to get into flipping tablets on Amazon.
Okay. What about the scam rate on a tablet or just electronics in general? Like, is the scam rate kind of high or no?
You mean like scam rate as far as what? Like you talking about
like
returns?
If they return it, like they open it and they return it. It's not the same thing, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I actually have a pile of tablets in my office right now that I actually am supposed to. I have a guy who actually wanted to buy them from me. I just haven't got a chance to go back to him. But most of the returns I got were actually just, they weren't broken. They returned them as broken, but when I got them back and turned them on, they worked fine. So I was still trying to figure out what the reason was. Part of me thought that maybe just that the people didn't know how to use them, because I merchant fulfilled some of them, and I had this like old man tell me that the light kept blinking on the tablet, so he thought it was broken, but it's really just the Wi-Fi light. You know what I'm talking about? Like whenever it's connected to the Wi-Fi, it like blinks. And I was just like, all right, man, just send it back. Like, I'm not gonna argue with you. But so that's sort of what I thought that might have happened with that.
You know, people come up with some of the craziest excuses. I had someone return a book, and their excuse for returning the book was that it was defective. I don't get that. So.
A defective book, that's a good one.
Yeah,
A book
whatever.
can be defective. It could have, like, some of it, if it gets in contact with water, it can have some pages stuck together.
Yeah, you missing some pages
You know me better than that, man. I wouldn't send in something like that, man.
Well, it's not about
You
you.
check
Might
every
send
single
something to
page.
FBA.
Huh?
You might
Well, I got the book back. I got the book back. It's
FBA
in
might
perfect
spill
shape.
something on it.
I got the book back. It's in great shape.
I'm
Oh,
taking
okay.
the customer's word over Young.
So I sent it back into the warehouse.
Yeah, guys out there in YouTube land, don't buy anything from Young, especially books, guys. Don't.
Missing
do it.
pages.
Hey, come to me. Come to me.
We have Start Win Go from the YouTube feed. Hey, what's up, guys? It's cool to see you on the green room. I'm gonna watch this on my phone because I'm hitting the road to take stuff to the post office loading dock. You know, Dave, isn't that the coolest thing about technology these days? Is the fact that we can sit here on a live show and there's somebody going to a loading dock of a post office listening to you talk. That's pretty phenomenal, right?
Yeah, that's awesome. First, that's my buddy Brian. I want to thank him for watching, and thank anyone in general that's watching me right now that I asked to. I really, really appreciate all of you. But yeah, it is super cool that you can literally just watch someone from your phone, like listen to them as you're driving around. Like, I love technology and how things are going these days.
Yep. Hey, Cody Hawk, it just got into the YouTube feed, so I don't know if he's going to be on the panel right here. But hey, Dave, what's your favorite podcast? He's not available to come in here right now, but maybe he'll get in here later.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to ask you, Dave, what's your favorite podcast? This comes from your coach, right?
Yeah. Wow. I don't know. There's this guy named like Hawk or something. He has this new podcast that took him like 5 years to get out, which is pretty good. But no, Cody actually has a great podcast out. I love it. I listen to it when I'm running now. Anyone that hasn't checked it out, go check it out right now or after the show. But my actual favorite podcast, I'd probably say, I actually have two right now. One is obviously Pat Flynn. He is someone who has been a huge inspiration to me, and I love his Smart Passive Income podcast. But my second favorite person at the moment is Steve Scott's self-publishing podcast, and I'm learning a ton of great information from him about self-publishing and Kindle publishing.
Okay, and we're about to get into that Kindle thing in about 5 minutes here. Rakin, you got anything to add?
Yeah, man. I think my biggest question is, like, where do you see yourself maybe in a few years from now?
That's a great question. I have huge goals. I don't think that anyone should limit themselves to what they think they can achieve in life. I mean, I'm not some major success right now. I'm still working towards it. I'm still, grinding. I'm still out there hustling, but I have big dreams, and I know that I can get to them. Some things places that I see myself in 5 years, I would like to be a speaker. I would like to be a best-selling author, and I would like to have multiple successful businesses that allow me to live the lifestyle that I want and just do things that are important to me, like spend time with my friends, spend time with my family, and just live the life that I want and live life on my terms.
It seems to me, just from hearing your response, that I'd say one of your biggest values is freedom.
Yeah. When I worked at UPS, they're a great company to work for, but you were literally owned by them. And it's like that with any job. I mean, there's a lot of people out there who feel trapped by their jobs. And I hear people all the time complaining about, like, their job, they come home from work, like all those types of things. And that wasn't what I wanted from my life. Like, one of my biggest mentors, which I talked about already, that I like his podcast, is Pat Flynn. And he just lives this, like, passive income dream that he just gets to spend time with his family and travel around and speak at events and do all kinds of things like that and live life the way he wants to. And that's just what I want. Freedom is a very important thing for me.
Yeah,
Cool, man,
and I
cool.
think I think us as the admin staff can definitely echo in on that as well, Dave, because and I don't know if the green roomers know this right now, but there's a big shift going on. There's going to be a big shift going on within the green room very, very soon. You're going to start to see some very important changes. One of the changes that you are going to see is the diversification of income from all of us, the admin staff, and of course, Rakin and Cody have already started that. I've started it. But diversification of income and your passive versus active streams, that's one of the ways, Dave, that you can really, really start to attain that lifestyle that you're looking for, right? Not being reliant on one stream, but investing your time into smart streams of income where you work less, but you work a lot up front, right, Dave? Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Yeah, for example, the one thing that I'm into right now, which is my main focus, is Kindle publishing. Now, whenever you create a book to publish on Amazon, to publish in the Kindle store, it does take work up front. It's not really like you just put it up and it's going to sell. Like, there's work that goes into getting it up and getting it to sell. But what you can do eventually is you can build systems, use leverage, and build processes, and use a virtual team to manage the business so that it can be very, very hands-off. Another person of mine who is one of my mentors is Tim Ferris, and I love his book, The 4-Hour Workweek. Now, do I think a 4-hour workweek is possible? Probably not. I mean, I wouldn't only want to work 4 hours late. I love to do things that I'm passionate about, but my goal is to be able to be very hands-off as much as I can with my online businesses and just focus on actually coming up with ideas and strategies and not really focused on the nitty-gritty, like day-to-day. I don't want to call it grunt work, but that's the best word I could use to explain it.
Right. No, that's good. Rakin, you look like you're about to say something.
Yeah, man, I agree exactly with everything that he said, man. It's like it's all about spending the time now to kind of create these systems, put things in place, and just get everything in line. And that's going to take time. I know personally for my Kindle publishing business, I kind of had to go through the motions and make the mistakes and kind of learn and take a bunch of different courses and see what works. And I think that's kind of what Dave's going through right now. He's hiring people. He's trying different things and trying to see what sticks against the wall. He's throwing a bunch of stuff out there. And eventually you learn. But the key is, one of the big keys is you've got to constantly be putting yourself outside your comfort zone, because I'm sure all you guys could echo in on this. As an entrepreneur, I don't care if you're running your own eBay business, Amazon, Craigslist, Kindle, whatever, it's so easy to become complacent and get comfortable and just kind of get stuck in the same routine. But we're living in a world now where things are changing so darn fast. If you're not going outside your comfort zone and trying new things and innovating on a daily basis, you're going to kind of be left in the dust.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
Well, that's absolutely true. And that's one of the things, one of our next steps with the Green Room is going to be addressing a lot of that, Rakin. Yang, we've been talking behind the scenes, Dave, about a lot of interesting things with the Green Room, and I think we're going to love to have you being a part of it as well, just coming in there and helping us out with things. But let's talk about a little bit about the income potential with what you're currently doing now. So I'm gonna see if I can get some interest piqued by some of the people out in YouTube land. So. We're going to try to vicariously live through you here for 1 second. Okay. Dave, let me ask you this about the Kindle publishing thing, right? I mean, there's some people hating on this kind of stuff, and I don't quite get it, right? Because it's a way to make money. It's a way to make, to do a lot of work up front and then reap the benefits of it later, but there's still work to be done along the way. Now, can anybody do the Kindle publishing thing right now? Yes or no? Can anybody out there with an ounce of brain do this Kindle publishing thing?
Yes, absolutely, 100%. And the biggest thing that I think about Kindle publishing is it's just different. Like, eBay's been around for a long time. Like, everyone knows about selling on eBay. Everyone knows about selling on Amazon. But this Kindle publishing thing, like selling a digital product online, it just sounds weird to some people, and they just can't really wrap their heads around it. Like, I try to explain what I'm doing to my parents, and they're just like, what? Like they
Good luck with that.
Yeah, and even my friends, they can't fathom that I'm able to create a digital product, a digital ebook, and sell it online and make money from it. And it's just, you really have to open your mind to the possibilities and just think to yourself, I can do this, I can do that. And you have to just go in there and try it. And trust me, if you just to put your first book out there, as soon as you get that first sale, you're going to be hooked. You're going to be like, this is amazing. Like, I cannot believe that I just made money from an information digital product that I created and put on the internet.
Okay. So it sounds like just about anybody can do this. Now, how many books, I mean, right now you don't have to give us the exact amount, but you can say over 5, under 20, whatever you want to say. How many books do you have currently on the market right now?
I will give you exact numbers. Okay. Right now, I have 11 books that are published and fully promoted and available for sale. I have 17 total that are published, but 6 of them I am still promoting and marketing. That is a huge part of getting your books to sell. You have to be able to market them and promote them, get reviews on them, or else they're not going to sell. And I think that's a big issue with people first starting out with it, is that they put their book up. I've had a lot of people email me and say, Dave, I can't get my book to sell. Like, what's going on? And I check it out, and it's got like 1, 2, or even 0 reviews, and they're not sure why it's not selling. Like, you need that social proof behind your book to get it to sell. So that is where I'm at right now. I have 11 books that are actively being sold, and right now I just surpassed, over these past few days, the $50 mark per day from passive income from my Kindle sales. And that doesn't even include my CreateSpace sales, which are my actual, you can upload the book to CreateSpace and sell it in physical form. And it doesn't include my audiobook sales that I also have. You can actually get your book put in audio form too and sell it.
Okay, so if that's not interesting to you guys out there in YouTube land already, I mean, it sounds like, let me ask you this too. So you got 11 books up there, arguably 17, but 6 are on back burner status, whatever. Okay, so let's talk about these 11, right?
Okay.
Let's talk about hours to get the 11 performing to $50 a day. What do you think per week for, how many months have you been doing this?
I put out my first book in October, actually, end of October, and it didn't sell 1 copy, and it was horrible. I did everything wrong, and after that I kind of just let it go until my issue with eBay, where I got restricted. Then I was like, you know what, I need to do something else, and that's when I really got into it, and that was around, I don't know, February, sometime in February.
Okay, so in February you really started messing around with it, right? And you're starting to see where this story is going, Raken, right?
Yeah.
Because you've done it, you've lived it, but now we're looking at somebody completely different that's trying it, that's doing it. And so with 11 books in, you started around February. It's really like 2 months, right? Right, something like that.
Yeah, and honestly, the first month I put out 1 book, and what I did was I wanted to learn as much as I can about this industry. Like, actually, I literally become obsessed with something whenever I want to learn about it. I was studying Kindle publishing for hours and hours each and every single day. And what I did was I put out 1 book at first, okay, 1 book that I actually did all the work on it myself. I even wrote half the book myself. And I just tweaked it. Like, everything I learned, I just kept messing with it, tweaked it, did this to that, promoted it in this way, changed the price around. Like, I just used that 1 book as my sample to try to figure out how to really, really get this business to work. And I started having like a lot of success in figuring out stuff that worked and that didn't. And then I actually just started growing. I actually had a goal to put out 5 books per week, but right now it's looking like it's more around 3, which I'm fine with. It's all about quality. It's not, quantity isn't what matters. It's about quality and doing things the right way when it comes to this business. That's what's going to lead you to be successful.
Okay. So now let's go back to the original question, which is, if you had to look at hours per week that you invested into getting this thing to a $50 per day paying business, how much is that?
Right now, I'm probably spending maybe a few hours per day total. I'm acting as my virtual assistant manager, so I'm managing all of my virtual assistants, and I do have to talk with them and work with them every day. But eventually my plan is to hire a virtual assistant to manage them so that I can really be hands-off. When I first started, it was a lot more work in my time because I was just figuring things out, and that's going to happen. That's going to be expected. You're going to be, like, my first book that I put out, I think I spent 4 hours just formatting it, like trying to figure out how to format the thing so that it looked good on a Kindle e-reader. But now I can format a book myself in like 10, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Like, it's like nothing. But the first time I did it, it took 4 hours. So if you want to know how much time I'm spending right now, man, I can't say that I'm spending any more than at the most 20 hours per week. And I include my study and research time into that too. So that's probably about like 5 or so hours, maybe 5 to 10 hours of just like constant research and studying.
Okay. Now, you know as well as I do that Raiken also does the same kind of business, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Raiken was also, and still is, a reseller, you know, in the background. But Raiken, what?
At heart.
At heart, that's right, and in the background. I think you're still kind of doing it in the background too, right, Raiken? A little bit.
A few little things, but really, the answer would be no.
Okay, so the Kindle thing is really taken off then, right?
Oh, absolutely, man. And, you know, my mindset's always been if something's really working well, exploit it and attack it. You still want to stay diversified, though. And, you know, I've got the skill set now to sell on multiple platforms. So, you know, some people are asking, why are you doing that? Why are you know, going away from eBay? It's not that I'm leaving forever. It's just I'm focusing on something now, and I'm getting it to the point that I'd like. And the beautiful thing with Kindle is you could get it to that point, put all the systems in place, and now you earn passive income from there. And now you go back and focus on the things that you really love the most. Because, you know, I have a true passion for like eBay and Amazon and flipping. I don't necessarily say I have like a true, like, you know, I don't wake up in the morning like, oh, I want to publish books, but I want to go hit the thrift stores. Like, that's what I want to do. But I'm a businessman, so I have to leverage my time and go for what's working best at times.
Yeah. So I think eventually people, I think, you know, it's kind of one of the weird things about YouTube and space out there is that some people, you know, like Dave said, they're dead set on something, right? They're dead set on, or it's like the same kind of people when the DVD came out and they were all about VCR tapes. They didn't want to convert and get a DVD player, and even if they got a DVD player, they were still hooking it up with like a coax cable or like the yellow cable for the video, not even extracting the full lines of resolution that the DVD player actually does for you. You know, there are some kind of people out there, people out there that really don't want to let go of their true passion and their pride. But the only problem is sometimes the true passion and pride might not pay the bills, or might not pay that passive income, or it might be that grunt work like you're talking about, Dave, right?
Yeah, that is one of the things about that is that, like, for example, whenever I was running my eBay business before I got restricted, I was in my office shipping 7 days a week, always trying to stay on top of things. If you can actually go look at one of my old videos, I have like a tour of my office, and I stored all of my items in totes, and they were just stacked to the ceiling because I have like a 350 square foot office, and you know, I was just trying to do the best I can because I actually had around 700 total items at that time, and you know, I would get like 5 to 10 questions a day from, you know, eBay sellers or eBay customers who wanted to know something about an item, and I'd have to go and move all the bins, pull the items out. It was just so much work, and it felt to me like I was in my job again. Like, in some ways, I almost wish I was still working at UPS because not only did I have to do all that work every single day, but I had so much more stress because I had to depend upon myself. Like, when I worked at UPS, I had a paycheck coming in. Like, I could leave work for that day and not have to worry about it. But my eBay business was just like 24/7 work, and it just really felt like a job again.
Yeah. Young, you're one of the people here in the admin staff that enjoys his job because you have a pretty decent job. But Young, have you ever thought about the whole Kindle thing and all that stuff?
I did. No, you know, and we actually did talk about it. You know, I do plan on getting into it sometime this year. You know, regardless of what the haters say, you know, that's a whole other topic. I don't even know why they, you know, even feel the way they do. But I mean, if you're making money and you can provide for yourself and your family, Dave, man, you're doing the right thing, man. Forget what other people are saying, dude. It's you first. Take care of yourself, and the naysayers, you know, like I said, that's not even worth talking about, man. But hey, I'm just so, I mean, it seems like, again, I don't know your full story, but it seems like, I mean, you obviously lost your eBay account, and that obviously had to be devastating since you did leave your day job, and but now, you know, you're not complaining. You know, you took what's bad, you know, found some other options, and you know, you're going forward, and I applaud you for that, man. That's awesome.
Thank you. And actually, when I lost my eBay account and I got restricted, I was making around around my last like full month, I made $2,800 profit from eBay. So like
Wow,
that,
that's a big cut.
yeah, to go from like that to basically like zero, like it didn't go to zero because Amazon or eBay, they wouldn't let me list anymore, but they let me keep my listings I had up. But as soon as they dwindled down and expired, I couldn't relist them. So it was like a slow death where my income just dropped down to nothing.
So do you have any in the future? Do you see yourself maybe trying to get back on eBay? Because I do know that eBay at times are lenient over time, and they will let you back on. Do you have any plans on trying to get back on, or are you just pretty much done with eBay from now on?
Actually, that's a good question because I made that video on Rakin's channel about how when I got restricted, but I just checked not too long ago, and on their own, I didn't do anything for them to do this. They lifted my restriction partially. I can now list a whopping 60 items a month now on eBay. That is my max. I'm allowed to list 60 items, and I think it's like 60 items and $1,000 in sales.
Okay. But once you prove yourself, and I'm sure that'll get higher and higher over time, right?
Yeah. Like I mean, could I start selling on there again and work my way back out? Yeah, but I wasn't really happy doing that. And one important thing that is allowing me to have success with what I'm doing with Kindle publishing is that I'm literally just focusing on that. My biggest mistake, which ended up leading me to get kicked off of eBay, was that I was trying to do so many things. Like I was selling on Amazon FBA2, selling on eBay. I was trying to shoot my videos for my YouTube channel, run my blog. I was trying to get into Kindle publishing. Like I had so many things going on. It's called, Cody always called it with me shiny object syndrome. He always tell me I had shiny object syndrome, and I just realized that, you know what, I just need to focus on like one or two things and just kill it at those things if I want to be successful. Like I can't do everything. I'm not a superhuman person.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hey, I got a question for you regarding Kindle, Dave.
Yeah.
So I remember checking in on you. It was a while ago, and I remember you were posting videos talking about. And what I always liked about you too is you're transparent, the good and the bad. You were talking about your Kindle publishing story and how you were really struggling, and you hadn't sold any copies. You didn't receive any royalty from like your first book. I think you had like one like Kindle loan or something.
Yeah.
How do you like? What would you say is like the biggest things that you've learned from like starting and like not having any success at all and like just pretty much failing at first to, getting to the point now where you got 11 books, you're $50 a day, and you're starting to really see success. Like what's the difference between Dave Koziel back then in his Kindle publishing business and Dave Koziel now with his business starting to make some money?
That's a great question. Back then, one of the biggest things was that I was uneducated. I really had no idea what it took to get a book up and get it to sell. My first book, I literally just picked a random title. Like I went on, I don't know what site it was, Odesk, Elance. I hired a writer, and he wrote a book for me, and I didn't know if it was good, didn't know if it was bad, and I just like threw it up there, and I did nothing to it. Like my book had 0 reviews. It didn't. I think it got barred like once, like you said, or twice, and it was just frustrating because I didn't know all that it entailed. It's not Kindle publishing and being successful in it. It's not rocket science by any means. And to actually tell you a quick story, one of my buddies, his name's Justin. He's probably watching this right now. He's only 14 years old, okay? And him and I have been talking. I've been helping him out. He's actually been helping me out. And during his first month, he put out 2 Kindle ebooks and made $200 from 2 books. And he's 14 years old. 14. So, and he's a super bright kid. So I don't want to say that if a 14-year-old can do it, anyone could do it. But that just shows you that someone who really studies it and dedicates to learning it, you can be successful. And that was my biggest thing, was I was naive. I didn't realize what it took. Once I started taking the time to actually study for hours each day and just grab as much information as I could about it and learn and just really truly start to believe that I could do it, because a big part of it is mindset too. You have to really believe you can do it. So I'd like surrounded myself, like Steve, you were a huge inspiration to me. Cody was a huge inspiration to me. And I just kept, telling myself, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. And then once I got that first sale, like things started changing. It was a momentum builder.
It's funny that you said that because I was talking to one of my buddies the other day, and he's part of a mastermind group where, in order to get involved in this mastermind group for Kindle publishers, you've got to be making at least $30,000 a month or more from your Kindle publishing business. And I asked him, I said, what's the one thing that separates those people from, that the people are only making a few hundred or a few thousand? And he said, you know what, Steve, I actually asked that question to them, and they said one word: mindset. It's all mindset, and it's huge in anything in life.
No, I absolutely agree. Well, I want to break away for 1 second, guys, because we got 83 people watching the show, 84 people watching the show, and I do want to remind the people that are watching the show that if you're enjoying this topic and if you're enjoying getting exposed to something, it's not brand new, but it's pretty new because we're delving into it, substantially right here, and we're pretty much a predominant, reseller. I'm a predominant reseller channel, whatever, but we're allowing, other forms of income to grace the screen right here. It's one of those things. It sounds like a very, very, very viable. So I know Raken's numbers behind the scenes, and I can tell you it's substantial. So anyway, and it sounds like what you're doing right there, Dave. That sounds great too. That could definitely put some food on people's table across the nation. That can, pay a car payment, pay a house payment. That's money. Any way you want to look at it, that's money. And it's one of those things that you could take a day or two off, and it would still be running behind the scenes. And then you can come back at it, hit it hard if you want. But anyway, so let's break away real quick. If you guys enjoyed this type of content, there's one thing you got to do for us, right? And Raken will agree, Young will agree, and Dave will agree. You got to like this show. You got to hit that like button, and we'll get more guests and open your eyes to more ways of making income, not just reselling. And that's what we're going to do, because that's what it's really all about. It's about diversifying your income streams. Whether if you have a pile of money, you're going to invest some in mutual funds. You're going to invest some here, some there. You're going to take some risky stocks. You might go into a restaurant, a bar. You might go into all these things, but it's all putting your money into different and your time into different money streams, and that's how you can really eke out the most for your time spent. Because in the end, everybody wants to spend time doing what they love. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be friends, family, or crazy hobbies. It's like that. No one really wants to be working super hard. They want to be doing the things that they love to do in life. So there are ways to get it. You can call it a loophole. You can call it cheating. You can call it whatever you want. But it's legit, right? It exists. It's not. There's no laws preventing any of this. There's no laws preventing reselling. There are no laws. As long as you pay your taxes and you claim your income, I mean, you're okay. Let me ask you this, Raken and Dave. When it comes to the end of the year and income, and if you're just a Kindle person, that's an easy thing to claim, because you're writing off. You can write off the all the hours that someone worked for you, yes or no? Or can you write off also the book itself when it first got out? Raken, help me out.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm not a CPA, so I don't know the exact figures, but it's a business expense: the writing, the editing, the promotion. Anything that is a facet of the business, it's definitely a write-off. I'm not sure if you could fully claim it 100% or whatnot. I'm not a CPA, but that's what my father's for.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve, so I'm kind of like an old school guy. Like, I always ask for receipts, right? And everything that's related. So like if I let's say I do dive into the whole Kindle publishing, which I will, and I have a great instructor in you. And I'm looking forward to learning. But so let's say if I hire like a writer or like an editor on Fiverr or Odesk, do they give you invoices?
Well, like if you go through Odesk, like you're going to get invoices every week, so those are saved and you can print them out as weeks go on. Same with Fiverr as well. If you do something behind the scenes, you could always have the PayPal receipt of it and just kind of put a note in there. But it's good to keep track of it, however you go about it, because you don't want to come to the end of the year and not know.
Yeah, no, like I said, I'm old school, and I always want the physical receipts.
You don't want to break the law by not paying taxes, but you don't want to pay too many taxes at the end of the year as well. So it's definitely smart to create a system for that. And you can even have a VA that keeps track of stuff for you as well.
Yeah, I think that's honestly, like, in my life, that's why I think I love hustling so much, is because I have my system down. Raken and Young, you've been to my house. You've seen boxes on my walls that are already ready and destined for eBay. I'm not sitting around with things all over the floor or in hampers or in baskets. Like, my stuff's already boxed up and ready to go. Unfortunately, people want me to make, not unfortunately, but fortunately, I'll say unfortunately, because honestly, like, I really want to put everything in a box. My system means, like, I find it, I list it, I put it straight into a box, and it's listed like casually throughout the evenings throughout the week. But since I am a YouTuber, you know, and people want to see what I'm finding, some of that stuff doesn't get to go to the box, and that kind of irks me a little bit because I know what my system is. My system is really good, but to make YouTube videos, it's one of those things to train people out there, to put food on people's plate, to give people hope, to know that it's really, you can do it in any town. I keep that stuff out of the boxes, and I keep the really special stuff out. That way I can train people out there. But it's all about the system. Like Rakin and like Dave said, no matter if you're a hustler, don't be thinking, you know, okay, they're telling me to do the Kindle thing, like it's more organized that way. It's not true. If you get a system down in anything, you can make a lot of money. You just got to get your system down, and you can do just fine. My system is, you know, perfectly fine right now. I'm not sweating anything. I actually like to go thrifting with my brother every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I like going garage selling every Saturday. You guys see my ride-alongs. And same with Young. Young's got a system as well, and he still loves hunting. Young, people that follow you on your Facebook, man, what's up with that trunk full of books on your Facebook photo, man?
So basically, I like to sell books on FBA, and this past weekend I've probably had the biggest haul ever. I drove a couple hours away from San Jose. I went up north, met up with Cool Toes on Friday, went to a book sale, and then Saturday was probably the best one because normally book sales will advertise their sale on booksalefinder.com, but this particular library here in town, they just advertised on their own website, so no one even knew about it. So when I got there, it's a small, quaint library. I'm the only scanner there, and I walked out with like 2 full bins of books.
That's crazy, man.
And and it just goes back to what Chris was saying. You know, you have a system. I was smart enough to check the local websites instead of just booksalefinder.com. And I found a book sale. I went and I scored. Have a system.
We need to do a show on that sometime on book sales, man, because I've never really hit a real book sale, man. It's something I want to do.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
That would be an awesome show topic, like your strategies for
that. Actually, you know what we can do? I mean, we're literally going to spend a week together in July. I mean, we can go hit up a thrift store or a book sale if there is one in town.
Young, are you asking Rakin out on a date?
I am. And you know what?
You're gonna bring some wine?
You know what, Chris? You can come too, and Dave, my gosh, man, you can come as well.
Wait, I thought it was just a date between you and I, Young. What are you doing, man?
Hey, don't be jealous, okay? Come on.
Dave,
so the double date. It's a double date now.
Yeah.
Hey,
Young, first of all, Young, just remember, y'all are probably gonna be staying at the Bonafide Hustler Casa anyways.
That's right.
And by the way, for the people that are going to meet up with us on July 11th, should be a lot of fun. Dave, you're more than welcome to come to the events and everything.
Thank you.
But we're going to be rolling around town in a 7 or 8 capacity
Hummer.
minivan. No, a minivan. No, I saw Hummer. It was cheaper. Then I was like, minivan more expensive, way better and cooler. So I got the minivan instead. Anyway, so there's gonna be a minivan full of hustlers on July 11th or the week before it, scouting around Austin. So if you're in around thrift stores in Austin and they appear dry, that might be the explanation.
Chris, since we're going to be in a minivan, do we all have to wear fanny packs?
I think that week is going to be really interesting. I think there'll be no rules that entire. You know, when the pickers come into town, the rules go out the door. Honestly,
fanny packs allowed, all right.
And we do a lot of fun stuff. So if you are coming down to town, don't just think I gotta come Saturday because that's when I see them. You know, you can come Thursday, Friday, and we'll let you know where we're gonna be Thursday, Friday night, Thursday during the day. We'll let you know everything. And if you want to come get a bite with us or whatever, a beer, whatever, we're gonna be there. So, hey Dave, we never covered this, by the way. Where are you talking from? Like, where are you from?
I'm from Pittsburgh, PA, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Dude, we should meet up, man. We're not that far away from one another.
Yeah, we talked about it last time we talked on the phone, but we haven't talked since then. So
let's talk after the show, man. Let's make it happen.
Dude, let's make it happen.
No, I know what happened. Like y'all talked about it one time, and then Dave got all crazy into his podcast and hibernated for a week and never came back.
That's what I did.
And then the cops bust down the door and they saw you like a tiny stick figure, like listening to a podcast, like emaciated.
Yeah, they had to blow open the door to my office. I hadn't left in like a week. They haven't showered. There was just a smell coming out.
You look like that dude from Castaway, man.
Yeah. Talking to a basketball in my office.
So we're going to be doing rapid fire comments right now, real quick. Young, did you have something you wanted to say real quick? Did I cut you off?
No, no.
Okay. I was hoping I did cut you off. Anyway, I'm just kidding.
Bastard.
Oh, okay. Here we go. So comments. So, and the reason why I'm going to read these comments out are twofold. First of all, to show the people in YouTube land, hey, we see you, we see what you're saying. And second of all, I want Dave to know that what you're doing seems to be exactly the way you should be going, man. Like, it sounds like you're giving people hope. You're going to be, once you get really, I mean, obviously you're transparent on your channel. So I want people to know that this is a real thing, Dave, you know? Alaha Ekbur says, neat. I want to look into Kindle publishing.
Cool.
That's pretty cool. Captain Cellulite says, hey guys, you guys need to do a show specifically on how to do the taxes at the end of all of this. Okay, pretty cool.
Oh, by the way, yeah, make sure you guys do your taxes by tomorrow.
We might have to get my father on here.
Yeah,
that'd be
good idea.
cool. Hey,
That would be really cool, actually.
Yeah, that'd be. Seriously.
Another comment we have is from Poi ETN. I like this cause. I like Dave. He's willing to be vulnerable. It's pretty cool. Matthew Dresner says, everybody wants to be picking that and making that. Here we go. Mothership Products says, nice art bona fide, which is, you know, I hung something up today in my office. So there we go. This is the story of my life right here, the end of the summer, man. Why does the summer have to end? Why can't you just surf your life away? That's where I'm headed one day, I'll tell you right now.
Hawaii.
What'd you say?
You have to move to Hawaii for the endless summer.
Dude, no way, man. My parent, dude. I go to Cali whenever I want, bruh.
I got a new poster of the Endless Winter.
The Endless Winter, yeah. The Endless Winter. It's a picture of a shovel and some dude like shoveling snow out of a driveway. Okay, we're gonna do some questions here soon. Let me just make sure I get these remarks out of the way here. Fly Guy 22190. This is a great interview. Dave's giving a real picture of the active entrepreneur.
Thanks.
There you go. Here we go. Jeremiah Bryan. Yep, if you're not uploading to CreateSpace and ACX, then you're always leaving money on the table.
What's ACX?
The audio thing, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Audible.
Okay.
Fab5 Picker says, hey, Chris, do you have a sponsor? Nice hat. I've been wearing a lot of these JBG organic hats because I support their cause in town, and they're the biggest organic providers to all the restaurants, and I have them deliver to my house organic food every Friday now. So
that's awesome.
Nice.
I like the artwork as well. I just like the hat, but I have a feeling that these trucker hats, I'm going to be making one for my Boddamn channel, something completely different. I'm all about repping my own stuff, but I like this hat a lot. So I have 3 of them now. Hello, hustlers. Here's Serious Neo. Focus on doing the work. It will come. Stop dreaming and dream on your business. Could I do that? How can I use this? How can I motivate myself to move forward every day? That's pretty cool. Serious Neo says, I'm watching 2 Hangouts at once. Hey, that's multitasking right there.
Yeah.
Ric Flair Picker 16X. All right, Dave, this is how magnificent these Google Hangouts are. You know why?
Why?
Because Ric Flair Picker 16X says, I just watched this while I'm in Taco Bell's drive-thru.
That's awesome. And I love Ric Flair too.
Woo! Woo!
Man, that's funny. Okay. Now we're going to go into the... Let me make sure. Okay. Oh, okay. Fab5 Pickers has one more thing, and we're going to try to 8:54 p.m. Let's entertain this question real quick. And if you're not... This might not apply to Dave, but, you know, we're going to go... Okay, so don't forget the Find of the Week. That's my favorite part. We haven't done the Find of the Week in a while, so we're going to do it right now. And if you don't have a Find of the Week, just figure out the find of the month or the year, the thing you're just like so proud to find. So I'll start off, and that'll give Rakin and Dave a little bit of time to think about their favorite find to resell.
I'm ready.
Favorite find of the week. Let me think about this. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you right. Well, no, that's gonna spoil some of the future endeavors that the green room's gonna go under. So Rakin knows what I'm talking about. It includes a wheel. But anyway, we're not gonna talk about that.
Oh, come on, Dad.
No, dude, that's for the next. That's for the big
right.
thing, man. That's for our big reveal. I have so much stuff in my garage right now. That's the crazy part. It hasn't been boxed up, and there's a ton of amazing stuff. I'll say right now, find of last week was a Toomey bag that was put on a ride-along video. Yes, I think I've edited it. I bought it for $7.57. It's sold for $113.99, and it was kind of fuzzy, kind of ragged out, but it didn't have holes or anything like that. So Toomey, obviously. Dave, have you ever heard of the brand Toomey?
No, I haven't.
Well, now you have heard of the brand Toomey. So if you guys see any cheap Toomey stuff, you better buy it. That's my find of the week. It was a rolling suitcase. It was really cool. I mean, it was I wouldn't say it's an easy to spot kind of thing, because if you don't know what the Toomey label looks like, or it's real tiny, it's not like blatant like Polo stuff or Orvis or any of that kind of stuff. So it's kind of hard to see. All right, Young, find of the week.
Well, I'm not gonna say it's the books because it's not. There's no particular book. But I would say maybe a couple of weeks ago I found an IBM. Oh gosh, what is it? It's an IBM Typewriter, basically. Great condition. They go for anywhere between $250 to $400 on eBay, and I got it for $25.
Jeez.
Mint condition. I threw it up in my booth, and I forgot to take pictures and throw it up on eBay. So next time I go back to the booth, I'll take pictures and double post it on eBay.
Make sure you do an auction.
No.
No. If you don't do an auction, you are gonna get Anyway, you do an auction. That way, if you get a bid and there's 3 days left, you can run to the booth and grab the typewriter. I'm telling you, man, that's how you do it.
Nah, I do everything by it now, man. I'm the buy it now.
Oh my gosh. You know what you're going to run into. It'll sell by it now, and then you're going to go zoom into the booth, and it'll be sold that day for some weird reason. Someone's going to buy it the same day as well. Anyway.
Nah, it's not going to happen.
Rakin.
Yeah, so I was at a Savers today, and I'm not listing right now on eBay, but I'm still stockpiling if I find something really awesome that I can't resist. I can't keep myself out of the thrift stores as much as I try. I came across a really cool Ralph Lauren polo shirt today. It's just a polo style short sleeve. But what made this polo shirt super amazing was not only did it have a big pony on it, but it said Italy on the front embroidered and had a huge Italian flag embroidered on the back. And if you guys know Ralph Lauren polo at all, like that's the type of stuff that you want to look for. Like it's the best. And that'll probably that was $2.99. That'll probably bring in anywhere between 50 and 80. It's not in the best condition.
Have you ever, Reagan, you've hustled a lot of clothes, and I know this for a fact, but have you ever found the bear polo ones with the teddy bear on front? You ever find anything like that?
I found them with the small little bear. It still has really good value, but I've never found like a big bear. Like the best things you want to find is like a sweatshirt, right, with like a big bear on the front with like a golfer or something crazy like that. I've never come across anything like super sexy when it comes to the bears. Because I tell you, a bear is super sexy on a Ralph Lauren polo shirt. I don't care what anybody says. But no, I haven't. But maybe one day. One day.
Okay. And trampoline status right now. Current trampoline status. Give it to us.
Man, I had this awesome trampoline, and it broke a few months ago. And I ordered one off Amazon, and it just doesn't have as much pop, man. You know, you jump on it. Yeah, that rebounder, man, doesn't have much pop. So I'm actually looking at getting this new one. There's some crazy trampolines out there that are like $200, $300, but I'm scared since I live in a condo. I might like literally like hit the ceiling and get stuck. So I gotta definitely like that's on my to-do list. Like step up my trampoline game.
That's pretty interesting that you put crazy and trampoline together and like sold it to the fans, man. Oh, they got some crazy.
I'm gonna be creating a shirt. You know those shirts like Got Milk? Like it's gonna be like Got Trampoline.
All right, if you're a super fan of Green Room, super fan of these shows, and you want to help us out with that shirt, go for it. And
someone's watching this video for the first time. They're like, "What the hell is this kid talking about?" Like, I'm off the show.
Yeah, I'm getting zero value. The hell with these guys. All right, Dave, we're finally to you. Have you thought about something you're proud about buying and you haven't resold it yet, or you're going to resell it? Go ahead.
All right. I actually have the perfect item that I used to sell these all the time on eBay. It was something that I made huge profits on. I'm going to show you it. These Samsonite bags, these like briefcase, laptop bags. This is actually one I kept for myself. I would pick these up from the weigh and pay for like a couple bucks, and I could sell these for $25 to $50, and I did it on a pretty regular basis on eBay. So anytime I saw the brand Samsonite right there, you see that?
Really?
Yeah, I sold these a lot. So that's a tip for you guys. Look for Samsonite.
I would have never guessed Samsonite.
How do you ship them out the best way? Store it in a box?
What I actually eventually did was I started off with a box, but then I actually bought these like super huge poly bags that I found on Amazon because it just made it so much cheaper. But you could just ship it in a box. Like I would go grab a box from like Walmart or Home Depot and ship it in one of those.
Cool, man. Awesome. Nice find.
Okay, so we are at 9 o'clock, and now this is the worst part of the show, guys, because it seems like we're just getting into Dave's story and everything, but unfortunately the show has to end. Now here's one of the things, guys. There are a lot of questions about Kindle stuff. So, Dave, if you don't mind, if you guys want to follow Dave, first of all, let's do the shameless plug one more time before we have to go. Dave, how can people ask you questions about Kindle, ask you questions about your journey, and just ask you questions about maybe the best podcast to listen to? How can they get in contact with you?
All right, I'm just going to throw an open offer to any Green Room member or even anyone that's watching this. You can email me at dave@davekoziel.com, and I would be more than happy to help any single one of you with any questions you might have about Kindle, about what podcasts to listen to, or just anything. You know, I really, truly want to help people. So dave@davekoziel.com. You can go to my blog, davekoziel.com, and use the contact me form if you want to, or you can just go to my YouTube channel. If you just type in Dave Koziel on the YouTube, I should show up, or it's just, you know, YouTube/DMK1221, whatever, and that'll bring you right to my channel.
Okay. What's the most, when it comes to social media, what's the one thing that you're on all the time, you're responding all the time? What is it?
Oh, actually, you can get me on Facebook too. If you just search for me, I'm friends with Steve. I'll become friends with the rest of you guys if I'm not already. I'm friends with Cody Hawk. You can just find me on there because I'm not sure if I have my settings set to where I can be searched or not.
Okay. Cool. Fair enough. There are a lot of questions here about the Kindle stuff, and I'm going to give Raken an opportunity to, because it's, I mean, for the people that are interested in more of a course or a from zero to hero Kindle kind of thing, and you know, basically Raken and Cody, as a coach, they do have a product that is coming out very soon. There will be a very special deal for the Green Room members, which they are working out right now. But Raken, you want to shed some light on the time frame of when what this thing is and when it's coming out, so people that want to get to, you know, to be Dave or you or Cody and start getting this passive income and starting to experiment with this Kindle publishing, there's actually something that you have, right?
Yeah, so first and foremost, we'd like to apologize because we were supposed to launch this a long time ago, but we had some things that popped up with the website and a few things, and we wanted to make sure that it was like perfectly ready to go. So it should probably be coming out within the next week or so. We just got a few things to do, but pretty much it's a video training course that takes you from step one, you know, just getting started, to publishing the book and marketing and setting up systems and CreateSpace and ACX and everything that has to do with the business, you know, up until what we've learned and more. And it's actually going to be a course that just keeps giving back. It's going to be a one-time payment for the course, and we're going to continually put more and more videos on it. There's going to be a free community that goes along with it as well, because I know a lot of the other courses, which they're wonderful, awesome courses, I've taken all of them. A lot of them, it costs more money to like join the community, and I think with Kindle, like, it's changing so fast, just like any business, right? You've got to kind of stay in the loop, and there's things that update, and there's new things to go after, and you know, stuff like that. So it's going to be a course that keeps giving back and just teaches you pretty much from A to Z everything that we've learned, and the community is going to be huge. So we're excited about that. But you know what? A course is great, but honestly, I would say if you don't have the money, just get started, right? It's like a course is going to save you a lot of time and a lot of money, but what's really going to matter is you, right? Having that motivation, writing your goals, having a vision, executing, right? Listen to the podcast, watch the YouTube videos. There's other ways to go about it as well, but at the end of the day, work on yourself and just create a vision. That's really what it's all about. So, yeah. Dave, thanks, man. You're super inspiring to me and a lot of other people, and I hope that we connect in PA, man. Hit up Hershey and everything, and you know, talk Kindle and business. But man, I'm very grateful to have you on. So, thank you.
Well, thank you. And one thing quick I want to add: I fully support Steve and Cody's course. I'm going to join it. I'm going to be an active member of the community, and I will be in there helping any of you who join as much as I can too. So. Thank you guys for having me on. Seriously, like, you guys don't. I wanted to say that you guys have really, really changed my life without even realizing it, because it was last summer that I was watching all you guys from my living room, from my bedroom, be on YouTube, and I just thought to myself, like, wow, that's so awesome you're doing that. I would love to do it. Like, you guys inspired me to actually take action and actually do that. So thank you so much for that. You don't know how appreciative I am.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much, man. And thank you for being a guest on our second to last Hangout. That's right. You heard me right. We have one more Hangout after this, and then a very special treat after that. But we have a very special guest next week, and his first name is Stefan, but we won't tell you what his last name is. But if you know...
It's related to Kindle as well, so I think that might give it away.
And something else. And the other thing, right? Which is
a lot.
Yeah, a lot. But the main thing that he's experimenting with right now, Rakin, is that what's it called?
Private label on
private
Amazon.
Label. Yeah, that's it. So we got a guy that's coming on next week, and private label, and like super.
Do you know who that is, Dave? Dave, do you know who that might be?
Does he drive a Corvette by chance? Of course I know it is, man. He's someone I look up to a lot.
Yeah, he's going to be on our very last show, which is next week. So you guys got to stay tuned, support our last show of the Green Room Hangouts, and don't worry, we got a big plan coming up. We're gonna take this thing into outer space here in a second after that last show. But anyway, Dave, thank you so much for being our guest on Green Room Hangout number 55. You guys know how to get in contact with Dave if you need to. If not, just listen back to this whole entire episode. And he has dropped his information twice, once in the beginning and once at the very end. So till next time, guys, till Green Room Hangout number 56, thank you for joining us for an hour. Thank you for spending an hour with us on this Tuesday night. We promise you an amazing show next time as well, and we'll see you then. Bye.
Bye-bye.